over some fraction basics. So go ahead and get your notepad out. I'll go ahead and define some definitions as I get these circles drawn. All right, so what's a fraction? A fraction is a representation of a whole. Basically, we're trying to represent the whole using numbers. And then a numerator is the top number of your fraction. And that number, it represents the number of selected equal parts. And then the denominator is the total number of selected equal parts. So that's kind of just a concept there. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. So what fraction would this be above? This would be obviously 1 or 1 over 1. Total number of equal parts, which is the denominator, it would be 1. And then we have our total selected here. Pretend this is all shaded in. That would be 1 as well. So 1 over 1 is 1. And then this concept would go into any number that is the same as the denominator. So 2 over 2, 3 over 3, a million over a million. You get it. Or 1,000 over 1,000. We'll just stick with that. The reason is because the total number of selected equal parts is equal to the total number of equal parts. So even if it's broken up into smaller increments such as 1,000 over or 1,000 pieces, you're not taking any pieces out of the pie, so it's still whole. Okay, moving on to the second type of fraction. So this is pretty obvious, but I will still just go over the basics. So this is a picture of what fraction. So we have the total number of equal parts. We have one equal part here and one equal part here. So 2 total equal parts. How many of them are selected out of here? Obviously just 1. This is 1/2 of a fraction, 1/2 here on this side and 1/2 here on this side. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals a whole. And so we just have half of the pie there. If we divided it up into, let's say, 6 pieces, I like to do 6 for some reason. So we have 6 total equal pieces, and then we have 3 selected, so that would be 3/6. And as you see, 3/6 is still equal to 1/2. We still only have 1/2 of the pie showing. And you could also break it up into even more pieces, such as 4/8 or 6/12. And you can kind of notice a pattern here as you're going into smaller and smaller pieces. You see that half of 12 is 6, half of 8 is 4, half of 6 is 3, half of 2 is 1. Because you're essentially, that's just all that you're doing. And then we could go into a more complex fraction here, and we'll just do like, break this up into fourths, I guess. And like, what fraction would this be? Obviously, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 total. 4 total equal sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like I said. And then how many are selected? How many are shaded? 3. So this unit here represents 3/4 or 75% of the circle. Okay, 3/4. And then if you wanted to break this up more, you could do 8, break it up into 8 total pieces, let's say. I would have to redraw this, but I'm not going to. I'm just doing it mentally in my head. And then you would have 6 as your numerator. So 6/8 equals 3/4, and so on and so on. But we'll learn how to do that mentally later on. I just wanted to show you that once you know the concept of it, you should be able to understand fractions pretty quickly. Okay, so moving on to another third type of fraction. This is the improper fraction. That basically means that the numerator is greater than the denominator, which means that there's one whole unit plus an extra fraction on the side. So let's go ahead and shade this in so we know what we're going to represent. You have that little extra piece, okay? So you have one whole here, one whole, okay? And then let's look at our second fraction here. So how many pieces is it broken up into? How many equal pieces? I'm sorry, my drawing's not in equal pieces, but it's 6, like we said earlier, right? And then how many are selected? 2 of them are only selected. And if you wanted to reduce this a little bit more, because it's not completely simplified, then we'll do that later in the video, but I'll just tell you the answer. That would be 1/3. 1/3 of the circle that's completely shaded. And I'll show you step by step on how I got that in my head. But that's basically the mixed number. This is called mixed number because there's a whole number here with a fraction. That's the mixed number that we got from this improper fraction of, oh, I totally forgot to write the improper fraction. I am so sorry. It's been such a long day. Okay, so how would we write this as an improper fraction? So we have 6 units, 6 total units. It's broken up into, look at how each of these pieces are broken up. 6 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then how many are shaded? So we have 6 over here, 6 over 6, which is 1 essentially, remember. And then we had said we had 2 6 over here, right? So we add the numerators together. 6 plus 2 is 8. So 8 6 is our answer as the improper fraction. And then we ended up turning it into a mixed number right here. And we got 2 6 out of that. And then we reduced it even more to 1 1/3. I hope that all made sense. I'm sorry if it was a little all over the place. If you have any questions or I didn't explain something correctly, please let me know and I'd be more than happy to help you or correct anything. And I hope this is helpful and I'll see you all later. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.